friends, how you doing today? I am doing well. Yeah, well, my wife's still on vacation. I'm still stuck here in not my fortress of solitude. Okay, hopefully I'll be back to my old recording section soon. I got three packages in the mail, and I'm gonna crack them open. Some I remember what I ordered, some I don't. That's what I do here. So if you can hit the subscribe button, that'd be great. I greatly appreciate it. I unbox things, I review things, toys, CDs, Blu-rays, DVDs, 4Ks, whatever I'm ordering, whatever comes in the mail is what I unbox, what I open, and what I talk about. So let's see what's in this box. Pack. It's not a box. What the heck am I talking? Package number. Oh, all right. This is a little odd, a little weird. It's a 250 grams of Naga Chamba. Yeah. I'm starting this thing off weird. Okay, I'm starting off weird. This is not Blu-ray. This is not a toy. This is not 4K or DVD or whatever. This is the greatest smell in the world, next to fresh media. Okay, next to brand new Blu-rays and DVDs and CDs, and when you crack open an action figure for the first time, this is the next best thing. And what happened was, this is what happened, is my wife, she knows how much I love this. If you do not know what this smells like, I'm gonna give you a vision. You ready for the vision? You close your eyes. Just close them. Trust me. If you have ever been to a Newberry Comics, okay, or a Spencer Gifts, certain Spencer Gifts, but usually Newberry Comics. This is what Newberry Comics smells like. This is Newberry Comics smell. They sell this here. They sell at Newberry Comics. That's where I was introduced to it. And when you go into Newberry Comics, it's the first thing that I smell. So if you close your eyes and you had that little vision there, and you are a fan of physical media or music or toys or whatever, and you know what I'm talking about when it comes to Newberry Comics, that's what this smells like. And I absolutely love the smell. What happened was my wife a couple days ago, she wanted to duplicate the smell. So she went to our local Walmart. She bought one of them 99-cent Naga Chambas, okay? And then she lit it in the living room, and I'm like, what is that smell? It was like a combination of cat crap and weed, okay? And I'm like, is there a fire? Is something going on in the house over here? What is this weird smell? And she's like, I bought you some Naga Chamba. I'm like, let me see that box. Let me see that box. She goes, I got it at Walmart. And I'm looking at it, and then the funny thing is it wasn't just me. The kids came in the house, and my daughter comes out. She's like, Mom, what's that smell? What's that terrible smell? She's like, I bought some Naga Chamba. I'm like, she didn't buy Naga Chamba. She bought fake Naga Chamba. Because the real Naga Chamba comes in the blue box, and it's made by Satya Say Sabibi, or whatever the heck this is. And it's just 250 grams, which I don't know exactly how many that is in my American terms. I don't know. It says net WT 250 grams. It's a whole crap load of sticks. And I paid $12.99 for this pack. Now, my wife paid $1. Granted, my wife paid $1 for that stink that she bought upstairs. Okay, and I paid $12.99 for a big box. I think it's like 100 in here. Okay, this is gonna last for a long time, but my house is gonna smell like a Newberry Comics. And ain't nothing wrong with that, because I love this is that, like I said, besides the smell of opening up some fresh media, there ain't nothing like a smell of a Newberry Comics. There ain't nothing like a smell of a Naga Chamba. Okay, so yeah, I got me some Naga Chamba. That's enough of that. Okay, I understand you guys didn't come here to talk about stinks or smells or whatever. Okay, and I wish smell-o-vision was a thing, because if smell-o-vision was a thing, which I don't know why it's not a thing. Okay, we got all these other things going on where I had a couple of movies that had like a scratch and sniff on it. I think it was the Rugrats movie had a scratch and sniff, and had certain scenes they put like a little thing in the corner on the DVD, and you scratch and you can smell what the Rugrats are smelling. Maybe that could be a thing with me someday. Maybe one day I'll send you guys all a Naga Chamba scent or whatever, and we talk about it again, and I'll be like, scratch here, and then you. But I think by this time we should have something like that. There should be some kind of smell-o-vision, okay? With all the technology nowadays, we got 3D, okay? We got all this stuff. 4K is got a flawless picture. Why can't we get us some stinko-vision or something like that? Smell-o-vision, okay? Might not be too good on this channel, though, because there's sometimes, like you only see me from the waist down, sitting here in my underwear sometimes, you know what I mean? I don't know. Things happen, you know what I mean? Things happen behind the scenes, okay? I don't do no behind-the-scenes footage or special editions or whatever, where I'm, like, behind the scenes, and you actually see how I'm setting up and what's going on over here, and that's probably better for you, okay? Get that vision, wipe that vision out of your head, because that's not good.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Wow!
Okay, this is from, this one right here is from Nancy Naglin, and she's from Ocean Grove, New Jersey, and I was able to say that perfectly. So it's got to be something really good, because I was able to say it without messing up her name. I got to put a new razor in my razor knife. That's what I got to do over there, because that's and it's sealed, factory sealed. It's a copy of. Oh yeah, inspired by Richard Diaz or Diaz. I hope I'm saying it right again. Yeah, rambling. Vague ramblings, vague ramblings. Yes, he ended up getting. He showed his pickups, and he had a copy of the Frisco Kid on his pickups. And I was like, you know what? I am such a huge Gene Wilder fan that I own every single movie that Gene Wilder has ever started. If he starred in it, or he did a cameo in it, or he was just in it, I own it on some kind of format. And I already own this on DVD, but this was an archive collection, which archive collection is a little bit tough to get. And this was actually going for a little bit of money too. Like we're talking like if you would buy it brand new, like $26. If you bought it off of eBay, it was going for around 20 some odd dollars or whatever. That's around, like around $25, $27 was like the going price for this archive collection thing. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not doing that. So what I did is I had this in my search engine thing on my after watching Mr. Diaz's his recommendations and showing what he was unboxing. I was like, I put this in my favorite places on my eBay account, and it popped up, and it was an auction for the auction started at $9.99, and they wanted $3 to ship it. So I'm like, okay, $9.99, $3 to ship it. That's okay. So in my head, I'm like, that's $13. If it's going for 26, if I can get it for, I kind of set the price in my head at like $17. If I can get it for $17, I'm gonna grab it. If not, I'll just let it go to somebody else. Somebody wants it better than me. Then obviously I already got it on DVD, so somebody else that wants this, maybe said they want it fresh for their collection. They've never seen it before. It stars Harrison Ford and Gene Wilder. So I mean, you kind of get a double header of action-packed stars here, okay? Because Gene Wilder just. I got a deep love for the man, okay? Willy Wonka being probably my favorite child movie of all time. I remember very, very, very prominently going into the local rental store when rental stores first opened up, and I'm gonna take you back. I'm gonna take you back for a second because we're gonna have a Gene Wilder take back for a second there. If you remember when video stores first opened up, people couldn't get VCRs. Okay, you couldn't get a VHS player, you couldn't get a beta player. You had to actually rent them. I mean, the people that had VHS players were rich. These were the rich folk. These are the ones that went into the Sears and Apexes and they bought the VHS players outright. And the original VHS player might have went for like $500 or $400 or whatever, or $300, which might well be $1,000 back in the day. You know, back when they first came out. So only the rich people actually owned a VHS player at the beginning. So what my father would do is he would go rent one from Rent-A-Center, or he would go to Shaw's. Shaw's used to do it. Shaw's Market used to do it. Used to have a rental center, and you could go there and you could rent the VCR for the weekend, or you could rent the VCR for 2 days or 3 days or whatever. And what we would do is they would rent it, and we would invite our family members over to watch the VCR, or they would all chip in, and they would pick out different titles to watch from the rentals, and we would watch it. And Willy Wonka was like my main go-to. It was like every time my father would go, he's like, "What do you want to rent?" And there wasn't really a lot to choose from back in the day. You know, you had like a little tiny couple rows, kind of like what Best Buy looks like now. Okay, back in the day when the rental centers first opened up, so you didn't have much to choose from. But I would always say, I want Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. He would always rent it for me, and I remember for like the first 3 or 4 times he rented for me, we go home, we open up the case, and it was this movie called Hollywood Hot Tubs. I'll never forget it. Okay, the movie does exist. You can look it up. It's some kind of B movie, like nudity filled, like I don't even know how to describe it. And I only know that because I searched for it later on in life, because every time we go home, I'd be like, I want to watch Willy Wonka. My father would go open it up, and they kept giving us the same damn title. It was Hollywood Hot Tubs, and so my father would return it and they'd tell the guy, "Hey, listen, you got this in the wrong cover. You know, this isn't Willy Wonka." You know, I got home. Luckily, I looked what it was, and I know my father watched it. He was like, "Yeah, well, he's probably Hollywood Hot Tubs." You know, I'm glad it's not Willy Wonka. I know he watched it more than once, but we went numerous times, 2 or 3 times. Every time we went, it was still the same video. So they get to switch it. They didn't switch it. But then finally, other video stores opened up, Rent-A-Centers opened up in my mall, and we were able to rent different other kind of movies. We had to travel. We had to travel a little bit to different places, different malls to get these rental places to rent these movies. And I don't know if anybody remembers all this stuff. I'm just trying to take you back. It was a top loader. You remember that top loader VHS players? Okay, I remember very clearly. They would give it to you when you rented it. They give it to you in this brown like a suitcase type thing. You went home, you plugged it into your audio video jack or whatever, and then you were good to go for the weekend or whatever. And you paid, I don't know, back in the day, I can't remember what he paid. It was probably like $1 per movie, and $20 to rent the VCR for the whatever, but then they had the insurance on. You had the case you destroy it or whatever. Then you're really in it. So you put a credit card online, or it was a thing. So Gene Wilder has always been my favorite. So I've also done a lot of research on him, watched a lot of documentaries. I'm also not a big reader of books, so I bought the audio CD on him. His audio CD is actually going, the audio CD on his life is going for like $300-400. I was lucky to get one way back in the day, and I was actually able to listen to his life because I'm not a reader. I don't read. I'm a physical media guy. Okay, I listen to CDs. I watch movies. That's what I do. So he was just a humble dude. He was a humble dude that did a lot of he just very kind-hearted, and yeah, Mr. Diaz introduced me that, and I was kind of happy that he did, because I didn't even know that was a thing. And Brett Huffman is code for Scream Factory. That's what this is. This is a Scream Factory thing, and I know it's a Scream Factory because it actually has my real name on the cover of this thing, and everything else comes in the mail from my wife. Like everything else I just opened up had my wife's name on it, but this I don't know why this is Scream Factory. For some reason, Brett Huffman is the guy. Cincinnati, Ohio, and the only reason I remember that is because my Chucky box set came in and it said Brett Huffman, and my Halloween box set came in the other day and it said Brett Huffman. So this is a Brett Huffman too. And when I open this up, it says check eBay store, ebay.com, whatever. Wait a minute, what? Wait a minute. Now I'm confused. Okay. So this is not from Scream Factory. I ordered this thing from Discogs, but it's coming from the same name and place that Scream Factory. I'll explain to you what this is. Well, it's got a Cheap Thrills 498 sticker on it. Not too happy about that. I got to figure out how to get that out of here. But it's a CD. So I apologize, my friends, because this is a kind of a weird video, because I got some stinky stuff. I got one Blu-ray, and I got a CD. This is Rhino's release of the best of the Jim Carroll band, and yes, he's got this little sticker right there and they actually put it on the case. $4.99. But I will tell you, I'll be able to get that off. $4.99. I did not pay $4.99 for this thing. I actually paid $20 for this thing. Now you're looking at me like you're one of them guys. You're that bargain guy. Why did you pay $20 for a CD? Well, this thing is extremely out of print and going for a ton of money. Now I didn't even know who the heck Jim Carroll was. Jim Carroll's band. I didn't even know what this was. I had no idea what it was. I wasn't familiar with it. But after doing some research, I realized that this is the Basketball Diaries guy. This is the guy that what's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio played in the Basketball Diaries. This was the guy that was going to be a big basketball star, but then got into the drugs and everything. And then I guess he started his own band. I hope I'm not wrong. If I'm not, I think I'm correct. If I'm not, then you fact check me and comment below and set me right, because I want to be educated. You know, I like to learn things. But I was watching a documentary the other day, and it had this song, People Who Died, on it. These are people who died. These are people who died. And he goes through all through like this whole list of different people. And he's like, these were my friends, and they died. You know what I mean? And the song was like, I was like, I've heard this song tons of times in my life for some reason, and I wanted to get it. So then I started doing a little more research on this Jim Carroll band, and I realized that this thing's out of print. It's going literally. I ended up getting this one for $20, but if you go on eBay, I believe it's going for, I don't want to set anybody wrong here, but when I went on Discogs, it fluctuated in price between like $50, $60. I want to say it's like $75 on Amazon. They get some of them for like $200 on eBay, and I was like, what's the deal? What's the deal? And I was like, and I guess he only had one other CD. He only had one CD. Then he had the best of, which I don't know. I'm kind of confused on how you get a best of CD out of a person that only had one CD. Wouldn't the best of be his CD? But what I did is I checked the CD, his original release CD, and it did not have all the songs. And I'm going to tell you why it didn't have all the songs, because he did songs that were on soundtracks. He did some songs that were released on soundtracks, and I guess they released. So this thing pretty much has everything that he had on his original CD, and then they added. It's got 18 tracks on it. They added. I think it's like 3 more songs from soundtracks. And the funny thing is, one of the songs was from a movie, and he was actually in the movie, and it was a movie with Robert. I'm gonna draw a blank what the name of the movie is. I'm gonna put it up here because so that way you guys know. But it starred Robert Downey Jr. and it starred James Spade. James Spade. Is that right? James Spade, the guy from Pretty in Pink, the bad guy, but he was actually a good guy in this movie. And they go to a club, and Robert Downey Jr. is actually playing the drums for this guy's band, and it has that song here. So I was like, so I'm gonna get that People Who Died song, and I'm gonna get that song from that movie, which I kind of liked. And so I started digging deeper. I went on YouTube and I started typing in Jim Carroll band, and I started watching other videos on them, and I was like, I'm liking the sound. And the fact that it's out of print. I'm one of these guys where I see something that's out of print, I gotta have it. I gotta have it, and I gotta figure out the best way to get it, the cheapest way to get it, because it's only gonna, if something's out of print, usually it's only gonna increase in value unless they re-release something. Now that's what I'm finding with Blu-rays and DVDs and 4Ks and everything. That it's if it's out of print and you have a copy of it, you could take the chance and sell it and try to make some money if that's your thing, or you could hang on to your copy, be very thankful you have a copy of it. Because I know that when I did my review on Lucas, and I did my review on what was the other one, that because one of my friends on YouTube sent me a Lucas and sent me a copy of wow. It's funny because the other one was the one that I was on the hunt for, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And it's still going for a ton of money. It's still going for a lot, and I still got it. And I'm drawing a complete blank. I think it's because I wanted the other one, but I watched Lucas so many times since I got Lucas that I was like, wow, what was the other one?
Breathe in through nose. Breathe out the mouth.
Dutch. It was Dutch. Yes, it was Dutch. That's what it was. And it's funny because the guy that sent it to me, my buddy Dave there, who comments on my stuff all the time. He's probably watching this, and he's probably sitting there going, "Hey, dummy, it was Dutch." You know, it was like, yeah, you're talking about Dutch. I sent you Dutch, and I was like, I did a solid by sending you Lucas, and obviously you've been watching Lucas more than you've been watching Dutch. It's true. I got Dutch, and I've watched Dutch maybe about 3 or 4 times since I've gotten it, and Lucas I've been watching like a lot, like a lot. So yes. Wow, that was bad. I'm getting old. Something going on. My memory be shooting, be shotting. My memory be gone. But listen, I still do appreciate you, my friend. And obviously I'm watching them because I still got them. My mind might not be so fresh, but I do remember. Yes, it was. I was on the hunt for the movie Dutch for the longest time with the kid from Empire Records and the guy from Married with Children, and I wanted it, and the price was ridiculous. So then the guy was nice enough. He's like, you know what, I'm gonna send you. I want to send you something. Okay. And I got to tell you, this was only the second person that's ever sent me anything because I'm not too big on people sending me things. I'm like, I don't deserve nothing, and I do this for your entertainment. And what makes me happy is when you hit the subscribe button. That's enough payment for me. You know what I mean? But he's like, no. He goes, I bought the movie. I bought at a used place or whatever. I think he said he bought it from a thrift store or a used place or something like that. And he's like, I watched it and I'm done. You know what I mean? You can have it. And I'm like, really? I was like, you really want to do that? And he's like, yeah, I'll do it. So you know, I set him up with how to do it, and he did it. And then thank you. And then he's like, I'm giving you an extra gift. If you already have it, then act like you're surprised or happy or whatever. And I'm like, I'm happy or surprised, or I'm happy with anything anybody gives me. I appreciate everything or anything that anybody gives me. So I was already happy with the fact that I was getting something that I was searching for I think it was about 2 years, or I think it was pretty 2 years. I was watching the price go up. I was like, I should have bought it when it was like $40, but then the price started going up. But then he sent me a copy of Lucas. I didn't even know Lucas was worth like a lot of money. And I had a copy back of Lucas on DVD, and I watched it a lot. And it was one of those movies that I watched so much when I had Cinemax and Showtime and HBO, and I absolutely loved it. And I am a diehard Corey Haim fan. Okay, so bottom line is anything with Corey Haim, I'm gonna watch probably over and over and over again. So yeah, when I got the Dutch and the Lucas back to back, I think I've watched Lucas a lot more than I've watched Dutch since I got it in. So I want to thank you once again, my friend. It's still here, still getting used. I didn't hawk it on you. I didn't sell it. I'm sitting here and I'm appreciating it, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate all of you guys for sitting in here and watch me unbox and open my weird arrangement of stuff today. It was a Mod Podge. I'm gonna call this Mod Podge of stuff. Okay, maybe that's what I should call the title of this thing. Now I gotta put DVD or Blu-ray in the title somewhere, right? So people ain't gonna watch it. And with that said, my friends, I will see you later.